Hey everyone, today we're going to be taking a casual look at Painkiller Hell Wars for the Xbox. That is the original Xbox, guys, that I actually haven't booted up in quite some time. Painkiller is one of my absolute all-time favorite PC games, and I was really excited for this game when it came out in 2006. I was actually looking forward to it for probably a couple of years, actually. And this game was actually delayed time and time again, as far as I recall, and it ended up being a very late Xbox release. I mean, this game came out in 2006. The Xbox 360 was already hitting it strong by that point. That had come out at the end of 2005, so Painkiller for the original Xbox was really quite overdue when it came out. But for those of you guys that have not played Painkiller before, Painkiller is one seriously badass run-and-gun first-person shooter. What I'm going to do is actually just sort of start a new game, and I'm going to play the first level, and if I have time, I'll try to play through another level as well. I'm going to go ahead and skip the intro, because I'd rather you save that for, well, whenever you play it, if you decide to play it. But basically, Painkiller is a run-and-gun style first-person shooter in the same kind of vein as Doom. That's basically that. It's good old-fashioned run-and-gun action with a hellish theme. You fight monsters, you get awesome weapons, shotguns, stuff like that. But there's another shtick that this game has. You can actually complete goals in each level. Each level has certain goals, and if you complete them, you can obtain these cards that you can equip. They're these black tarot cards is what they call them. And after you complete a stage and you unlock it, they will appear here on this screen. And if you have enough money, you can equip it to your slots. You can have up to 5 cards at once. The silver cards, which you can equip to, they are constantly active. So some silver cards can say, hey, double the ammunition in weapons boxes, or start the level off with 150 health instead of 100 health. And then you have these cards down here which you can activate all at once, and they activate once per level. So you get them forever, but you can only use them once per stage, and they can range from like quad damage, they can range from invincibility, things like that. So, and there's a lot of cards you get throughout the entire game. So not only is the game a really awesome run and gun shooter, but you've got this like nice replay value going on because you can try to get these cards, which really sort of add to the experience. So, now, for those of you guys that have played the PC version of Painkiller, I want to say that this is not a flawless port. And to be honest with you, when I bought this game, I was actually really disappointed. I was actually really disappointed in this game. But now that I go back and look at it now, it's a great first-person shooter. It's a great run-and-gun shooter, and it's a decent port. It's just not as good as the PC version. I mean, just like... well, really, up until the 360 days, PC games usually were lacking when they got ported to consoles. I mean, Doom 3, for instance, on Xbox was phenomenal, a phenomenal port, but if you played the PC version on max settings, you know that the Xbox one was still lacking. Same thing with this game, and even more so in this game, I think, because these levels are actually fairly large in Painkiller, and they added in extra like loading sequences and so forth, which kind of like disrupt gameplay a little bit. And it might not be too noticeable if you maybe never really played this game before, but for someone like me that had a PC that was able to run the original game very well, it was distracting. It was kind of annoying. But I don't know. I already had the PC game, and there was really no reason for me to be extremely disappointed. There wasn't really anything for me to get excited about because I already had the computer game. But I think I was just glad at the time, or looking forward, that one of my favorite games was coming to consoles and hopefully would become a little more popular, because this is one of those games that like is just awesome in my opinion, and I highly recommend trying out if you are a fan of good old-fashioned run-and-gun first-person shooters. So, now, like I said, you get lots of different weapons and so forth, and there's actually supposed to be a shotgun over here, and I think I missed it. But, but basically, when you start off the game, guys, you start off with what's called the Painkiller, and the Painkiller is probably one of the most awesome melee weapons, and basically one of the most awesome melee weapons you could ever have in a first-person shooter. For one, it's this massive blade that's constantly spinning around, and if you hold on to, in this game, the right trigger, it's just constantly going, and it's just wailing on anything that comes in your way. It'll like chop off limbs and things like that. For any of you guys out there that really like violence in your first-person shooters, well, this one is here for you. Another cool thing you can do is if you hold it out and you press the other trigger, it'll shoot out like so. And if you time it right on an enemy, you can kill him in one hit. Now, this last thing that shoots out is probably the best of them all. It shoots out this beam. Now, it's not a beam. It actually just shoots out the Painkiller weapon. The whole thing just flies out. You just tap it again to bring it back. You can bring it back very quickly if you want to. But if you hold it down on the ground and you aim at it, that laser that comes out will actually hurt enemies. Now, if you move away, the laser goes away. So you always have to keep aiming towards it. So you can keep moving around like so. You can get creative with it and, I don't know, put it on that lamppost up there if it hits. And, you know, things like that. It is very cool. If you're at the bottom of if you want to kill enemies at the bottom of a staircase, just shoot it there. Oops. And just move along the staircase like that. It'll just pretty much demolish anyone that tries to come up. So that is an awesome part of this game. And hey, look, more enemies. Now, there's actually supposed to be a flashlight, and those are my weapons. Oh, I did get the shotgun. Okay. Okay, that's right. I haven't played this in quite a while. You actually assign your weapons to directions on the D-pad. So, yeah, there's my shotgun. Now, the shotgun is awesome in this game. Easily, next to Doom, my favorite shotgun in a first-person shooter. Enemies, like those small guys there, they will... hold on, I'll show you an example. If you actually get close to the ground and you aim towards the up direction, they will... you can actually fling them into the air. And this right here is what I was talking about regarding a checkpoint. These are not in the computer version of the game. They actually look kind of cool, but, you know, like when I first got to one, when I first got the game, I was like, what is this? Is this really necessary? But, you know, it's just a minor gripe. It doesn't really make that big of a difference. But yeah, the ragdoll physics in this game were actually really good. They were really, really impressive when this game came out. When this game came out in 2004, I believe, it was one of the most impressive games I had seen up to that point. Just the physics were great. And here's yet another element I forgot to mention. If you pick up, in this game, I believe it's 33 souls, you turn into basically like a god demon sort of thing, and you're invincible. And anything that's red, if you press the fire button on it, it'll explode in one hit. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. And when you play the game on any mode, every enemy drops souls. When you play it on the hardest skill mode, however, they don't drop souls, and so you don't have that to your advantage on the most difficult skill level. But if this is like the PC version, you actually get a different ending for beating the game on the hardest skill mode, which is it just adds to the replay value even more. So, and there's another difference right there. The window up there would shatter in the PC version, and it doesn't in the Xbox one, probably to make sure everything keeps running smoothly so it never chops up big time. But we're actually at the 9-minute mark already, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is try to get to another level real quick, because... crap. I had another level saved here, and it doesn't look like I can get to it right now. I don't think this game actually has... I don't think you can just choose multiple checkpoints and things like that like you can in the PC version. So, well, I guess that's basically it, guys. I'm going to go ahead and just wrap it up here. This is, again, Painkiller Hell Wars for the original Xbox. Now, this version actually had Xbox Live support back in the day, but obviously that's been pulled. So you unfortunately will not be able to do that. I'm going to put the brightness up a little bit too. You unfortunately will not be able to do that. But the cool thing about this package is that it does also feature levels from the expansion pack of the PC game. Now, the PC game was just called Painkiller, and then they released an expansion pack not too later on called Battle Out of Hell, and it added actually some new graphical effects and so forth. It added some new weapons and a bunch of new stages, and this game actually features quite a few of those levels. I don't think it has all of them, but I know it has the orphanage, which is actually a pretty damn creepy stage. If you want to see that, just go watch a video on YouTube of the Painkiller, the orphanage level, and you'll be able to check that out. But yeah, this game actually features some of those levels. For some of you guys that don't have a very good computer, or I mean, I guess I have to say, if you have a really bad computer, because Painkiller is a 2004 game on the PC, so most computers these days should be able to run it without a problem. They should be able to run it at full speed. But if you don't have access to playing on a computer, this is a good alternative. It's a pretty cool game. I mean, not a pretty cool game. The PC game is one of my favorite PC games of all time. Easily one of my favorite run and gun first-person shooters next to Doom. And the Xbox version still gets the job done pretty well. The controls aren't as smooth because, again, you're playing twin stick on a controller. That's never as smooth, at least when it comes to PC ports. Console first-person shooters that were developed with console players in mind usually play and feel a little bit better, so the controls will probably take some time to get used to for you. But all in all, it's still a decent replacement for the computer game if you're basically unable to play the computer version. So now, there's actually a lot more I want to talk about in this game, but I have contemplated eventually doing a full-on PC review of the game, because again, it's one that I would definitely love to review and talk about in greater detail. But if you have any questions, if you have any comments, post them below in the comments section. I can answer whatever questions you have. I am pretty experienced with this game. I've finished all the Painkillers time and time again. So if you have any questions, you want to know what certain aspects of the game are like, you know, just be sure to hit me up below, and I can answer your questions no problem. So I didn't mention a lot of things like secondary firepower on your guns, things like that. Like, now I got a secondary option on my shotgun which freezes enemies, and then you can blow them up, or they shatter in the PC version. I guess they don't shatter in the Xbox version, but yeah, there's quite a few other things I wanted to talk about, but I just don't have enough time to. So post some comments below, guys, if you have any questions. And until then, I'll see you guys. Well, until then, what am I talking about? Until next time, guys. Take care.